All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Revolutionary Girl Utena, episode 33. Well,
All
last episode was uncomfortable.
That was indeed.
Just,
well,
just a bit.
That's what the show seems to be just every episode now.
For us and for Nanami.
Yep.
Yeah, and now we're back to old style Nanami, but, you know, things are a bit different now also.
A little bit.
Just a tad.
Gotta take this son of a bitch down.
Yep.
God.
Yep.
Somebody shove a sword up
Yeah,
his...
the things that this show makes me want to do to Akio with sharp objects. Yeah.
But that means we're potentially done with the current round of duels.
Maybe.
So that means big things are on the horizon.
Yeah, I hope
patterns
so.
are to be held.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah.
In some ways, I feel like I know so. But like that's also kind of terrifying because we're approaching the end of the show.
Yep.
And, you know, it's always darkest right before, you know.
Right before the dawn, but at the same time, I want to be able to baste Akio like a turkey. You know, that we just carve up.
Yeah. I feel like he'd be into the...
Anyways.
But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
それは昔々のお話です。あるところにお父様とお母様を亡くし、
Well,
悲しみに暮れ
Yeah.
幼いお姫様が
we're not doing the usual
shots.
visuals, yeah.
前に白馬に乗った旅の王子様が現れます。
Oh, it's a cool image. It's like a stiletto, kind of. Whoa, okay. Who's getting called?
And what are we in for exactly?
Yeah.
星を見てました。本物の星は見たくなかったんです。
Ah.
今夜のバラは届きましたか？
今日はめちゃめちゃ楽しかったな。
Tonight's
こんなに
roses,
遊んだのは
okay.
どれくらいぶりだろう。乗りたいものには全部乗ったって感じ。ヒメリオも来ればよかったのに。一人じゃこんなに楽しくないんだろうな。ったことあったっけ？僕が一人っ子だ。
Is she with Akio?
かしらかしら、ご存知かしら。
Wow.
今夜は星空がとっても綺麗です。美しい秋の星座が。
This episode's making me really nervous.
More than usual.
Yeah. It's the way things are desynchronized from the usual patterns.
Sure.
今日の最初の回答者の方は、
Huh.
ペンネーム
Yeah.
のハテさんです。
The man, the myth, the legend.
では、早速お電話してみましょう。
Are all masks coming off this episode?
Maybe?
ハテさんですか？
はい、
今この番組をお聞きでしたか？
もちろん。
なんか素敵な声の方ですね。
I love that we're using the announcer alien girls.
学校関係の人がアルバイトっていけないんじゃないんですか？
いやまあバレないようにうまくやってますよ。
ありがとうございます。早速クイズの方に行きたい。
It's like a form of recap almost, but it's really not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
悪いね、仕事が入ったもんで。
仕事ってどち
Yeah, which one?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. Okay. So this is basically a look into Akio's background process.
Multiplying. Whoa.
バラの花嫁は僕
Whoa. Yeah, it is a recap.
Mm-hmm.
何を目指している何になりたいそんなこと
Okay, okay. So yeah, it is a recap. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I was nervous for
I mean,
no
hey.
reason.
Hey, this show's track record, we're not
recap
exactly safe
episodes.
just because it's a recap, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever's in the beginning and the very end is very, very different, yeah.
永遠のものを見たいと言っていた女の子がいただろ
Mm.
ああよく覚えていないなあの夜あの女の子を
Whoa.
棺の中から救い出したんだ
明けの明星。
Huh.
秋代という僕の名前はこの星からついたんだ。
本当に好きなら姫宮の立場になって考えてみろよ。
Oh, okay.
僕も昔は僕なりにバラの花嫁の気持ちを考えていた。だから熱くもなった。でも今はわかる。バラの花嫁には意志なんてないんだってことがね。
Whoa.
何？いえ、姫宮。
Right, and this is when she first did like the
Uh-huh. Because it was the first duel as well. Yeah. Oh. Wow.
あのチャンピオンすごいな。グランドチャンピオンモノマネキングに挑戦できるかな。
I hope not.
挑戦できるといいな。一人で大丈夫？ありがとう。でもせっかくあなたが来てるんだもの。
Nice, yeah, going through everybody, yeah.
ごゆっくり。この手紙、あの人から。まったくもう、うるさいったらありゃしない。あの先生、明晩ってあだ名ついてるんだよ。なんで明晩なのかよくわからんけど、その前は茶碗ってあだ名だったみたい。で、その前はなんだっけ。
Utena? What's going on with you? This is more new stuff than the previous recap episode.
yeah.
Like,
Maybe it's only a half recap.
well, yeah.
いけない。朝のパン出しっぱなしにしてきちゃった。
はい
こんばんは。世界の果てさんですか？
はい
やっとつながりましたね。オンエア中のキャッチ音とかいきなり電話を切ったりするの困るんですけど。
悪いね休養だったもんだから。
では気を取り直して第2問に行きたいと思います。
まだやるの？
でしたらかしらご存知かしら。次の3つのうち奇跡はどれでしょう。1エジソンの発明、2王子様との出会い、3シーラカンスの缶詰。
Well, there's a nice pattern here. Option B is the correct one
Yeah.
every time.
奇跡の力。
僕のいない間にどれだけ成長しているかと思ったが
Yeah, now Jody's
期
turn.
待外れだったな。
ただ先輩のためにそれで毎日この件を。
ありがとう。君は優しい人なんだね。
そんな私。
Oh, that whole storyline was just painful.
分量を
Hey, Othello!
この間なんてマカロニの分量を間違えて大きな鍋いっぱいになっちゃったことあったな。あと味付けを間違えると悲惨なんだよね。調節していくと量がどんどん増えちゃってもう大変。
Yeah.
10人分になっちゃったりして返しつかないっつうの。まあ作り置きだと思えばいいんだけどさ、ハンバーグとかお弁当用に。でもシチュー系は無理だな。あれってさ、
Something's off with her, like.
通りにやるじゃん。で、その通りやってんのにどう考えても味が違うってことはあるよね。
私がどれほどあなたのことを思ってきたか。そうよ、毎日あなたの剣を磨いてあなたのことだけを。
You're full of shit.
あれは
Okay.
ね、
Yeah.
僕の件じゃなかった。
Yeah.
君の演技面白くて、
Yeah.
アドリブにしては上出来だ。
And I used that. Yep. To prove a point.
どうして先輩。
Yeah.
あの人自分の病気のこと知ってたみたいなのに無理に退院して学校に戻って。フェンシング部に好きな子でもいたんだわ。そういえばあの人よく言ってたわ。
ジュリ、心配ない。
愛する人に
心配ないよ、ジュリ。
奇跡の力をあげたいって、あの人を解放してあげたいって。
Mm-hmm. But it really fucking hurt. Is she really here with him? Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure she was wearing his clothes
奇跡
earlier.
とい
Yeah,
うの
yeah.
が毎日起こっているんだよ。みんなが気づかないだけでね。
いいですから早く答えを言ってください。
答え？
あのさ、今日 くまで遊んじゃって。帰ったらすぐに明日のお弁当の用意しなくちゃ。いつもはほら夕飯の残りでちゃっちゃってやっちゃうからあれなんだけど姫宮と2人分あるし、あとどうしよう。どうすればいいかな。ねえ、何がいいかな。サンドイッチとか。
I don't like this forced perspective, as if we're in Akio's eyes here. This is just... Because then he keeps shifting from these awkward conversations to the car, and then it's just...
他に何かなかったかな。思い出せないよ。あれも出しっぱなしだし、大丈夫かな。いつもあれに入れて冷蔵庫に。
It's like she's trying to avoid like what's going on right now. Fuck.
永遠って何ですか。
アンシーか。
ええ、
そこで何をしていた。
星を見てました。
And now back to the
今夜
beginning.
は綺麗な星空だ。わざわざプラネタリウムで見ることも
I wanted to see the fake
本
ones.
物の星は
Yeah.
なかったの。
Wow. Oh, the subtext. Holy shit.
届きましたか。
Did you get tonight's roses?
届いたよ。ご苦労だった。
Yeah. And look over to her. Yeah. Yeah.
今夜の星は
Oh God, I'm sick.
あんなことになるなんて思わなかった。今日はバラを届けに来ただけだったのに。
Wow.
Shit.
I need to take a shower. I feel sick, dude. All right, y'all. We need to just come clean here. I don't want to talk about this episode.
Me neither.
We have built a channel that is based around us giving extra discussion that is in sometimes even warranted for an episode, because you know what? Sometimes anime is just gorgeous art and it deserves to be looked at a little bit closer.
Yep, and
yet
picked
there's
apart
some
and all that.
and picked apart and gone into and find some extra meaning in there that might not even be there intentionally. It's just the way in which we
Appreciating
as
art.
consumers of art can pull things out of it based on our own, personal experiences and stuff. This is the kind of art where I just feel sick to my stomach.
Yep.
I don't want to talk about this.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it any extra closely.
Nope.
Like other than maybe what the situation is with Anthi.
Yes, Anthi is a fascinatingly disturbed and disturbing character sometimes. And this is a great example of one where they took a really cool forced perspective or limited perspective angle by basically having the beginning of the phone call be one of where we only hear her side. We know she's talking to Akio, but we don't fully understand what that conversation means. Then we have the car. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
we know what the car represents.
We know what the car represents. Utena's in a penthouse kind of room here in different garb and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah, the
a robe and all that. We know what's going on. We don't need to say it for y'all to get that we know what's going on.
Yeah.
The thing that is so painful about this is that Akio is not just an antagonist or not just the villain.
Right.
Not just her prince from back then. Not just the one pulling the strings. Not just the absolute most disgusting representation of an adult, predating upon children here.
Yep.
But also, he's a family member to someone else in this story that he is absolutely taking advantage of, abusing and hurting here. She is fully underneath his thumb At least as much as she doesn't want to, she's squirming around underneath it in some measure, but we don't fully understand her character.
Nope.
She is the thing that's being built up in here. So there's a really cool angle that you can focus on here if you get through the pain of what you just experienced here, which is Anthe not only knows that he's doing this, but she is actively almost like checking up on him to be like, hey, you know, are you doing what I think you're doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. Are you doing what I think you're doing? And she's like, yeah, but I'm not focusing on the real thing here. You know, I'm not a willing participant in this whole thing. I am not a There's all kinds of things that you could grab from this, but the idea that Utena as a show has a lot of heady concepts, a lot of things going on, and thus we need another recap episode. Okay, sure.
Yeah,
but even then, this show decides to give us more stuff in here to make sure it's the no. Don't worry, we get you.
Yeah.
Recap episodes aren't fun, so here's something to.
Here's a bombshell.
Here's a great one for you.
And I'm glad that it seems like they confirmed that it was actually Akio back then that was the prince.
I mean, it's been very
we had
very
the suspicions and things like that,
you know.
But yeah, it's he literally because that was such an uncomfortable thing of like, wait, maybe it's an engagement ring. I'm sorry, what?
No.
You know, like that's something that's so like did they actually just say that I like that we're getting this basic confirmation here that it's like, no, yeah, that we meant for you to feel that way. That's what was going on. That was us priming you essentially for some of the territory that this show was going to go into eventually, even if you didn't know it at the time.
Right.
Yeah. And
now here we are.
Yeah.
Everything is laid out perfectly bare.
Yep.
And we know the stakes. I mean, we've always known the stakes, but it's now the villain is dancing on the fresh corpses that he's wrought. He's gleefully living it up in his shit. And so let's go fucking kill him. Like I'm just so down in the dumps about having our protagonist be so beaten in this way. It was so unnerving the way that they had the voice actress wanting to distract and talk about literally anything else.
Yeah.
That is too real. Like the way in which it's not being said is used, the way in which Utena uses blank space and draws attention away from things to focus on the thing that's being drawn attention away from.
The things that she's saying, the things that she's not saying, the things that are being shown, the things that aren't being shown. The fact that Akio was never shown here, there's totally the angle where it's the this is Akio's kind of perspective. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
You know, and then of course also making sure that the shots are things where you don't actually show anything that you can't show in a show.
God.
While at the same time communicating what's going on. The other angle that I like to think about with this is the idea that it's something where Utena starts to realize basically that she doesn't like this.
Yeah.
Right? And so she's essentially, she's trying to look away.
It's really hard, y'all. Like, this show is really fucked up. Like, there's a lot that's going on in this show where it's the, like the whole show is a beautiful exploration of a side of adolescence and humanity that needs to be explored. It's such a beautiful piece of art in that regard, and yet we're watching our antagonists here win over and over and over and over again.
If anything,
and it's disheartening. It's despairing.
There is actually one.
It hurts.
There is one aspect of this, though, actually, that I do. That does make me happy in a way.
Yeah.
My understanding up until now is that the situation with the sprained ankle, that it happened back then, and that Akio was just able to basically manipulate these people that he was abusing into basically them not not realizing, like, oh God, this, like, this is bad, right? And that also by extension, the number of people that he was abusing was at a certain level. It's still something where the number is, high, but that at least, I don't know.
I don't want to talk anymore about the episode.
What can be said? What?
Yeah. We have what, 6 episodes or so left?
Yeah, 6 episodes, 39 episodes.
Let's go fucking take down Akio. I don't want to have this imposter king ruling anymore.
No.
I don't want to see him take the 4 champions down and the 4 others and become the great imposter king champion. Fuck him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dismantle him, take him apart. Anthe, Utena,
piece by piece.
take your revolution.
Yeah.
Go fucking destroy this fucked up castle and all that it represents.
So,
if anything, I have nothing more to say.
Tiny little anecdote. After the previous episode, I was a bit in the pits, right? And I go and I'm talking with someone in my writing group.
Oh, sure.
And I'm like talking about this in general,
let's pull.
right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, what show was this? And I'm like, well, I don't want to, spoil things like that. And they're like, no, just tell me. And I'm like, okay, Revolutionary Girl Utena. And they're like, oh, I watched a lot of that show. Wait, what? Hang on, what? Like, and I'm like, how far did you get? They're like, well, I'm like, was Akio introduced? They're like, yeah, and he's been like the prince this whole time or something. Basically, they had gotten right up until the point where it actually starts to confirm the things that were being implied the entire time.
Yeah.
And
they didn't pick it up.
They hadn't picked it up yet, and so then
that's fine. I think a lot of people aren't.
No, totally.
Yeah.
But it's also oh my God, they were so lucky to have stopped right there. Right? like before getting to the point where it's like, fuck, what the. Yeah. But
oh man, I unironically think this is the kind of show that is made by somebody who realizes how much danger there is in buying into certain things and lies about fairy tales and about the way in which the world treats not just sexuality or adolescence or all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But in some ways, in order to make people fully get it and realize it, a really sweet lie needs to be bought into, so that when you have the reversal and you see what's really going on, you're so reviled by it that you can't unsee it ever again.
Right, because it would be very easy to try and assume that it's something different because surely there cannot be something so horrible going on, and so you kind of unknowingly look the other way.
Right, and I think that if you're an adolescent, if you're younger watching this kind of story, I think it could go completely over your head.
Sure.
And I think that that's almost important, because I think at some point in the next 6 episodes or so, it's going to be so completely obvious that it's if you didn't get it even now, there's no way.
Be made crystal clear.
Right, it's not going to be made just crystal clear. It's going to be driven so perfectly, so painfully through your heart that it's fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to rewatch the whole show all over again. I'm going to see it all painfully written out in blood, traced with fingers on the wall kind of thing.
And if it's something where the point of this is to, commentary, draw attention, all of those sorts of things, what better way to do it than to put the audience into a situation where they don't see the signs, where they don't really get what's going on, and then you tell them, you make it clear, and then they go, oh shit, how could I have possibly missed that? And then
that's the point.
And then maybe that's the way that, they'll know to not ignore the potential signs when they see them.
Yes. Yes.
I
mean, they could obviously, the creator of this and this whole anime could absolutely fuck up the ending still.
Sure.
There's a possibility. But if they don't, I need to go find the creator of this fucking anime and shake their hand, because you've made something here that is that evokes such strong emotions in me. I don't think I've had my stomach twisted this strongly by something in a way that makes me want to keep watching. There's a lot of times where you have something that twists your stomach with shock and, you know, kind of despairing edginess kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would think in a lot of ways Berserk is one of those stories that can come
like shock
close
factor
to that
kind of stuff.
Right, but in some ways also Berserk is another example of one of those pieces of art that is so beautiful that I would absolutely never quit, even despite there being some very definite points where I was like, you went a bit far.
Wow,
you went a bit too far there. But this is one where I am not wanting to discuss this episode, and yet I am more invested than ever in the ending of this story.
And this is just another thing that makes me wonder, how the fuck do I show this anime to somebody?
Well, in some ways you don't have to really, because what you can do is just tell them that this is an anime that's worth checking out. If you don't vibe with it in the beginning, don't finish it. It's okay.
Totally.
You don't try to sell it super hard, because what'll happen is the people that get it earlier on, earlier, like around episode like 12 or so, they'll be like, oh, there's something here.
Yeah, no, with the first recap episode. Yeah,
exactly. And I think most people will kind of go like, okay, it was interesting, but they probably will quit, along the way.
Can you imagine what the show would be like if someone skipped the recap episodes? Now, granted, you still have the whole bit with Nanami seeing Anki and Akio.
I mean,
right?
there's a lot of other evidence too.
No, right. But as far as like the things to really like drive the point home of this is what's going, I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild that this anime is in some ways basically saying, hey, don't try and get so meta with us here that you think you can skip or not pay attention to things here because it doesn't seem like it's a part of the main. No.
Yeah.
No. We don't waste your time here.
We need that Auntie perspective. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's why we have 6 episodes and not like 2 episodes left. I think we've got a lot of Auntie yet to go. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Persona 5 Roll Let's Play on Twitch, and if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.